Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Almost Spicy podcast. We've got some very special guests in the studio today. Two of the, I don't know how many members of Soulflower. Give it up right now.
Two of us here.
Thank you.
Of course. We
Half
got
of us here.
Inayah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Zeke.
Yes.
Drums,
Drums.
vocals,
Vocals and bass.
and bass. And songwriting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got to get into all of that, man. But tonight, before we get into the interview part, I like to bring up, some of the news. Maybe we can just break the ice. We coming live here with this breaking news from New York. Slain, is that how you say it? Slain, CEO of United Healthcare Group.
You had to use that word.
Is that the right word?
Slain or Slade?
Slain.
He didn't.
Assassinated?
I
Yeah.
think assassinated.
Murdered.
Right. Guy in New York killed, and it's the #1 story in the world. What have you guys heard about this, man? I'm brain rotted on it.
Oh
I've
my
been just
goodness.
fucking scrolling, man.
I
on this
actually
thing.
have not dived into all that. I saw that happened, and I think maybe in the past I would click on it and go through all the videos and be like, "What the fuck is that?" But I didn't.
You didn't this
And
time.
I didn't,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't know what is going on with that. But I
Yeah.
heard about that.
Okay, yeah. You heard anything about this?
Yeah, I'm on Reddit way too much, and of course I immediately watched the assassination
Right.
itself.
As soon as it
You
was
watched
available.
it?
I watched it.
It's on-
I watched
yeah,
him go down.
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
watched
the
it.
actual footage of it.
I'm always like, what?
I'm way too in it for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, like of the many things that you might see on Twitter in terms of like
Somebody dying.
the death porn that sometimes like gets put on there.
Yeah.
That's like the mildest.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's vanilla, honestly.
It is.
Very easy. If you're trying to work into that genre, that's a good place to start, honestly.
It's a good assassination.
And that's
It's
coming
not
from
horrible.
somebody
Sounds
that's
like
chronic.
community support.
Right,
It's not horribly
That's
unethical.
coming from somebody that's chronically on Reddit. So
Yeah.
that's a perfect.
It's a
Yeah.
certified
That's
opinion.
a certified.
And we are
opinion.
the most trustworthy people.
Your
AI
mic's
will never
facing like
replace
this
us.
way, by the way.
I do like Reddit. I've had it a couple times.
Yeah.
That's good. You might
It.
need to move your
What do you
mic
mean?
up.
Up? I think it's closer now. You think?
Yeah, 100%.
No, yeah, that's just crazy. Yeah, I guess they're like saying like some people are like he was trained, he wasn't trained. Like I don't know, it looks pretty.
The assassin.
Yeah, the assassin. Yeah. And then they put like his face like, and it was the wrong guy or some shit. I don't know, dude.
So what happened to that guy? Do we know?
I don't know. I think he got like tackled. In the street or something, like, yeah, he just got taken down. Man.
I saw a video today that it didn't make sense to me at first, but it was like this mom and this son is like, the mom was like complaining, you have to change, and I was like, what's wrong with his outfit? He was wearing a hoodie and then like a jacket, and then I was like scrolling through the comments and like, oh, I see.
That's funny
Bruh.
as fuck. Yeah,
Yes.
there was like a look-alike contest in Washington D.C. for the assassin. There was like all sorts of look-alike. There's Timothy
People are way
Chalamet.
too quick.
I know.
Bro.
It's finally white men fitting the description.
Yeah.
They're being hunted.
Dude. Oh god. But I mean, the internet's quick to like. I don't know. They're already fetishizing the assassin and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Like the thing is, really, people are celebrating this guy's, the CEO's death or whatever.
Alexa,
But it's
stop.
listening.
Alexa.
Well, she has something to say.
Yeah.
About it.
I don't
I'm
know.
rude.
I never set it to do that. And at 6 o'clock, 6:30, every single day it tells me the weather at that time.
Really.
I'm never home. I'm not like.
Who are you talking to?
Useless.
Yeah. Well, I just put, the main, to wrap up the story or whatever, it's like that people die every day and like nobody ever cares, but then somebody's worth, millions, and then it's like a national manhunt type shit. So that's like the moral of the story.
Yeah, it's not like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X getting shot. It's
Yeah.
not as
I mean, he
not
wasn't
a-
even like the top CEO. Like, there's like people above him and shit.
That's true.
I guess the assassin, to finish off, I think he left New York, got on a ferry to Canada, took an international flight to fucking the Middle East out of Canada, and just nobody's ever
And now
gonna
he's
find
gone.
him.
And like this is information that you read that like, so this thing happened.
Yeah.
And then now there's information that this guy is out the country now.
Yeah, that's just
But,
people are
like-
just speculating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he like very clearly left immediately. Like,
Yeah. They found the backpack and it was filled with Monopoly money.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah.
I
And then the
love-
bullets
I
had
love that.
shit like engraved on them, like the words that they used to decline claims and stuff. Like
Deny, dispose,
deny. Yeah,
etc.
exactly. interesting stuff, man.
Very intentional and
Yeah, yeah,
planned.
yeah.
Kind of
I
like
don't
art.
know
It
professional
feels
or
like
not.
art to me. That's like
It's-
giving art.
Oh,
Yes.
dude, the Monopoly
That's
money,
giving-
all this shit.
The Monopoly,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
writing
yeah,
on the
yeah.
bullets, that's like
Yeah.
artistry.
It is. It's an art. You know,
Yeah.
not all art is.
It's
you know.
it's a grotesque art.
It
That's-
is.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, think about. I mean, I don't know how we got. Well, I know how we got here, but think about killers that like make those like they cut out the words from the magazine and they like
Yeah.
Right,
place them
that-
on.
it's that
Like
vibe.
it feels like
It's
that.
that vibe,
Zodiac
almost.
killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what is it about? I've heard about like maybe women love like the crime stories. Is that true? I feel like a woman because I'm so into
My
this
God,
story.
Well,
like-
since I'm the only one here, I think I can speak for the general population.
right, of course.
Clearly.
All 4 billion.
I don't know what the is going on with all that. Like, I don't know. I think it has to do with trauma.
Yeah,
Personally.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving. If trauma is connected to our sexuality, it's giving. It's giving trauma. Like
Yeah, yeah,
if
or, like,
you're
fetishizing
if
it or
you're
something.
fetishizing
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
and like into that on some level, it's giving trauma and also not like shaming that,
Right.
but at the same time like.
There's
can
something
we-
deep there, right?
There's something
Yeah.
deep there. Like this is.
right. Going
Yeah,
back.
it's not just like, oh, like, fuck.
Right,
Like,
right,
yeah,
right,
it's
right.
like,
There's something in there from like years of evolution and just like the dynamic between men and women.
Yeah.
Like, throughout years. I don't know. It's
oh,
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, the Monopoly money was wild, and I don't know. I feel like they even put like lookalikes just to fuck up the cameras.
Yeah.
Just like put a
Yeah.
couple of guys with jackets all over the place and like
Right.
all this weird shit. But yeah, that's the main story. I don't know what else is going on in the world.
And I feel like that just proved the point of like, of what you said of like this guy that like really none of us even know, and
Right,
it's
right.
not even like a celebrity, like gets
Yeah.
assassinated and it's on the news and it's like,
No,
Yeah.
for real.
and that's like, how is that
Yeah.
the, I don't know.
It's the
that's-
biggest story right now
Yeah.
for sure. Well, people. This is
But
the
it has
last point
nothing
I
to
had,
do with
yeah.
like really any of us.
Yeah, I mean, it goes. It's people are comparing it to the French Revolution. So basically, that's when there was the guillotines, and they started bringing the rich people to the guillotine, and like the
chopping
queen
their
was
heads off
like,
and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
like because there was no bread for the people, and then she was like, let them eat cake, and so that's where that saying comes
Yeah.
from.
That's where that comes from.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing in like Russia. Same thing too.
Yeah, and then they just like they guillotined the king, King Louis the third, I think. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure, but yeah, dude, we're in crazy times. People are standing up. It's class warfare versus culture war. Like they want us to be like mad about trans and this bathroom and that shit, and it's like really instead of being mad at the 1%, you know, who
Yeah.
have all the fucking money.
Yeah,
so,
literally.
yeah, it's quite the story, and it's developing. So keep trucking back. Listen,
I definitely will.
You're gonna write a song about it. The next Soulflower song will be about.
dude,
Yeah, literally.
definitely. I was writing some
Killing
shit.
you in the alley.
That's
That'd be
like
hard.
a type of melody.
Have you listened to any Soulflower music?
I think I've definitely like passively listened to it like at like live.
Shows.
Y'all played a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get into the music. Let's get into why we're here. Soulflower in the fucking studio, man. Let's just go from the beginning. How old are you each?
I'm 21.
21,
27 already.
27.
Yeah.
That's my age as well.
Damn. Wow.
I was just not prepared for that jump. Like
And
21, 26.
27.
Yeah.
Okay.
27. Yeah. So that's pretty drastic. So it's safe to say you're the face of this band, right? And you're like,
I
Yeah.
would like to say like I've heard Krungbin say like forgot her name, but the bass
Laura?
player Laura
oh, yeah.
saying Laura like identifying her as like the spearhead of the group.
Okay.
And like I wanna like I resonate with that
The
kind of just
spearhead.
like, or if we're talking about like like an arrow, you know.
Type shit. Arrowhead.
I'm like
The point.
tip. Yeah.
You're the point.
Yeah.
So humble. Yeah, I'm the main point. No.
No, like not.
No,
and
that's
not.
a character.
But like, I wouldn't say even like I'm the point of the band or of the music or of like
Right.
the aesthetic or anything, but more just
the
like
direction.
the direction and the direction. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And now let's get into why. What's your background? When did you pick up an instrument? When did you first write a song? Like what's the first music you heard growing up?
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of questions. but-
That is, but I really appreciate the energy.
What's
I
your
mean-
mother's maiden name?
right,
Let's just
exactly.
What
throw
street
that
did you
one-
grow up on?
What street did you grow up on?
Well, damn.
About her dad.
No, shut up. Anyway, so like I grew up in a house full of like Erykah Badu, Anita Baker, you know, like D'Angelo, who else? And
Classic.
what is her name? RESPCT.
Oh,
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha.
I think we have the same birthday too.
Really?
You and
Fact
Aretha?
check, March 25th.
Fact
I think,
check. Jamie.
I think that's
We
Let us
have an
know.
imaginary guy
And
listening
shout
to
out Aretha real quick.
Right.
Just like and Michael Jackson and like, you know, just a lot of like very iconic
Yeah.
and soulful singers and artists. And I mean, I've been singing since I was little,
Okay.
personally, and I picked up the bass when I was in high school.
Okay.
Super, like, I like loved the bass, and I went to a performing arts high school where it was like a theater track and a vocal track and theater track. Wait, did I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in the theater track, there was a vocal track, and then there was an instrumental track, and yeah, dance. And so like I was at the school with like all the instrumentalists and all the artists, and I just really loved the bass, so I picked it up in high school, but I was super inconsistent with it. And I've been, you know, like writing songs since I was like little too. Like,
Really?
And my mom is a poet and just an artistic woman and like entrepreneur in herself.
Okay.
So definitely like influenced by her, like putting me in like so many like creative programs and schools to just channel my creativity.
Right.
And yeah, just giving me journals to write in, and yeah,
Feeding you like
Yeah.
all that stuff. and
just
the
giving
music
me
and stuff.
giving me a channel to express my energy into,
Well, she
I
must have
guess.
known that stuff was in you. I mean, I think it goes through DNA, like some of that
Yes.
stuff, right?
Like I think it's like something personal to me, but then I'm like, my mom's saying to me my whole life, she's a poet, she's this, like I got it from her.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
in the blood,
Like
for sure.
yeah.
Dude,
So
that's sweet. Like, what's like? Do you remember falling in love with like music or like hearing Erykah Badu and you were like, "This is mind blowing"? That happened to me.
I
man,
honest-
for sure.
yeah, like-
some Badu stuff.
I think it was personally for me, I had like I don't know, I can connect my like connection to like singing and performing to like, and this is maybe like I don't know, like it was Michael Jackson for me. Like
sure,
I don't
sure.
know, like it was I would watch his music videos all the time, and when I do recall like my younger self, like I was always watching like Michael Jackson videos or singing his songs, and I just think that I don't know, like that was like a muse for me at a young age.
Michael
And you know,
Jackson.
just the Jackson 5, I grew up with 5 siblings, so it was always like my
Gosh.
mom was always saying stuff around like, you guys could, you know, like do music.
Do a band.
But I grew up in an athletic family as well,
Okay.
so a lot of my siblings went down the athletic, you know,
Right.
road, and I was like the black sheep that pursued like the arts, I
The
guess.
arts.
So yeah.
No, that's lovely.
But my siblings do like have artistic, you know, I don't know.
Inclinations.
Exactly.
For sure,
So
for sure.
they just didn't really go for it.
Right.
Express them fully.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's more in the headphones in the locker room. and
Exactly.
the training.
Exactly. In like the
Curated.
shoes that you
Right,
get,
right.
or like you
Right,
know,
right. That
exactly.
kinda
Taste.
art.
They have
Yeah.
taste. Yeah.
Yes.
The Michael Jackson thing is, my roommate Lucius, we were just talking about how Michael Jackson.
Who I used to ride the bus with.
Dude, you did?
Yeah.
That's
Really?
crazy.
In elementary school, Lucius was on my bus.
What?
Yeah.
Eisenhower?
Yes.
Okay. That's funny.
Yes.
As hell.
Yeah.
What a small world.
I know.
And then you went to SPCPA or no?
I went to SPCPA high school, and
Okay.
yeah, Eisenhower, and then I went to like 2 other schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was saying that Michael Jackson didn't really write a lot of like all of his music. He was more of a performer.
Yes.
He was more on the stage. He was a singer.
Yes.
He was like,
And as a youngin, like I don't like growing up and hearing about everybody like talking about producers and
yeah, you don't really think
and
about
engineers.
what that
No,
means.
and
yeah.
like when I was thinking about Michael Jackson, like it was Michael Jackson.
Right.
Like
He did
I
it
wasn't
all.
thinking
Yeah.
about
He wrote the songs.
yeah,
in your
or
head.
the producer that just recently passed. What is his name? He
I don't know.
Just recently passed.
super Quincy Jones.
Did he
like,
pass?
Yes, he passed.
What?
Sorry,
How
it's
did
not
I
the-
did
I
not
mean,
know
I
that.
heard. I trauma blocked it. Like I heard it and I just like
You
didn't
trauma
really. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quincy Jones. Yeah, he wrote a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
And,
No,
and
he
like
wrote
I didn't know
90% of the music.
about him. Like you know what I
That's
mean?
insane.
So
No,
Yeah.
who would have even known? It's
Yeah.
like you grow up and then you start to get into the industry, and you're like,
There's millions
you
of
need
people
to-
involved
yeah.
in this one project.
which is
like,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to Justin Timberlake, and I guess his first album, Pharrell wrote for him, basically
Yeah.
Justified. But first he wrote it for Michael Jackson,
Oh, wow.
and it's like Michael Jackson didn't want it. It was like
Yeah.
too much like
Damn.
already his. He was like, you just made some shit that I would make,
Right.
And then, but imagine being Justin Timberlake and getting that album. It's like it was supposed to be for MJ,
Right.
and then you get it.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking lucky.
Yeah.
Well, and he produced the entire thing.
Yeah.
And then
It was on it too.
wrote it,
Yeah. But if you listen to that record, you can definitely hear it's just like all for Michael Jackson, really.
You said Justin Timberlake's first?
Yeah, his
Okay,
first
cool.
solo album,
I'll have to
Justified.
listen to that.
Yeah. I've been really into Summer Love by Justin Timberlake, that song.
Yeah.
I did it at karaoke. It was not easy.
Gotta hit those high notes.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, it's hard. But especially after a few drinks, you think you can
Yeah.
do it.
I bet.
And then people are just staring at you like, oh.
I've done a few crazy songs.
Yeah.
Chop Suey.
Chop Suey.
You guys go to
Yeah,
Vegas Lounge a
karaoke.
lot ever? Or
I don't. I would love to go there more.
It's
great.
fun.
I love that
It's-
place.
it's really fun.
Yeah. And you're in Northeast already,
It's
right?
fun. Now I need to go.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
excuse.
And you turned 21, so you haven't really been to like bars. or anything.
No.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Vegas Lounge.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a fucking time, man.
Yeah, me and my coworkers just started doing it like after work.
Fun.
Like pretty regularly.
Yeah, fairly regularly.
It's
and
it's a great
It's
time.
so much fun.
It's the cheapest beer. I mean, you can't get a beer for cheaper than
It's
$4.
a cash only bar.
Yeah.
Okay, vibes.
Is
So,
this
like, that-
really
if that
close
says
to
anything.
Zora? Barley or
Relatively.
not?
Relatively.
Yeah, I mean it's like at the farthest end, like right when you're going past like Surdix and like everything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
You
that's
just
over
keep
there.
going.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can get from one to the other. But,
Yeah.
what do you guys think about that Zora Darling spot at Northeast?
Love.
You performed there?
We did.
I did for the first time with.
Me too.
Yeah, the Soulflower.
I
I like
did-
that room.
It's actually was really surprising how it was like big and spacious, and I
It's a
was.
stage and everything.
It's a
Yeah.
stage and everything, and
Because
the
a lot of places
sound
is
is
just
pretty
like
good.
the corner, like go over there and
Yeah.
and plug in.
Yeah, or like right, and like it's off in the corner and nobody like gives a shit, but
Right,
it's
right,
like
right.
its own section of the building.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Decent sound system too.
yeah,
Go-
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know. Like we had some like weird, like the green room was not booked for us somehow.
What?
Like
You're
they,
performing, but it wasn't like.
we had to keep our stuff at the front of the stage. Like all the bands had to keep their stuff at the front of the stage because they booked the green room for some group to do karaoke in.
What?
And it's like this
That's
small
weird.
ass room with like this tiny little island table
right.
smashed up against the wall.
Right.
and,
Right.
Like, this tiny TV in the corner of the room. I was like, how are you guys having a good time in this
Right.
room? Like,
It's
Yeah.
how it should be for a green
It's a
room, but not
green-
for
it's
karaoke.
definitely green room.
You have a good. You have a
That's
good
so
memory.
weird.
Yeah,
but
that's our. I think that's our one complaint though, right?
that's the only complaint.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Other
it
than
was-
that,
Well, the
it was
food's
good.
good. Like
good.
Yes.
everything else is fire.
Yes.
Yeah. Zeke, what about you for like influences music wise? So you play drums, right?
Yeah, I play drums, and it's the thing that I do most when I'm performing. But I play piano and guitar too.
Oh, sick. Okay.
I tend to relate to those instruments in terms of how I express myself with songwriting.
Yeah.
I like to write on the piano and channel my own
Your own thoughts and
my own thoughts that way. And then-
emotions. And all
yeah,
that.
whereas drums is more like an energy outlet sometimes.
It is kind of imagine writing a song, like a melody on drums. I mean, some of the greats might,
Yeah.
be able to do that shit.
Must be nice, yeah. I can't really relate. I need chords and shit.
Just different tones and shit. I mean, an electric kit, you
Yeah.
could really dial
Oh,
it
for
in.
sure.
Which, yeah, that might be my next purchase, honestly. But
Hell yeah, or like a pad too.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
cats
it makes
that
sense
use
on
that
pads.
shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
So like influences, like what was like what made you fall in love with music?
I had a pretty long journey with it. I started pretty young. I had like a performing arts or just fine arts in general elementary school. So I
Damn.
was playing cello in like first grade, I think.
That's wild.
Yeah, which
But
was
that's the
great.
age to learn anything,
Yeah.
right? Like languages and instruments.
Yes.
Otherwise, you get fried. Like as you
Yeah.
get older and
Yeah.
shit.
So I'm super grateful for whatever happened in my formative years that made me more
Yeah.
receptive to it now. But I don't necessarily know if it clicked in terms of becoming a passion until I was 9 or 10, when my brother bought me a guitar from a pawn shop, and I still have it. It's still the only electric guitar that I own. I love it, yeah. And I was able to take some guitar lessons, did piano lessons, things like that.
Nice. Okay.
And that was really.
So you were playing classical music at a young age.
At first, I was playing classical music at a young age.
You never heard of a Led Zeppelin or a Beatles or anything? You were right into Bach.
Right into
Bach.
Vivaldi. Specifically Yo-Yo Ma. Like, the cellist.
Right, exactly.
So I was like, fuck.
The cello is so badass, though. It's just like aggressive to me
It's
in a
beautiful.
cool way.
Yeah, and I would love to buy another one and get back into it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And cello has the superior tuning. It's tuned to fifths, I think.
Really?
As opposed to guitars, which I really don't understand the fourths.
That's wild.
Yeah, but I did that and got into music more as a passion around when I started playing guitar. And I was really blessed to have certain inspirational mentors in my life to help teach me and encourage me to channel my passion through that. And
Hell yeah.
you know, that's just one of the things I'm most grateful for in my life, because I don't think everyone's had that.
Mentors and all this kind of stuff.
Mentorship
Yeah.
and
Support.
guidance, all that. And
That's awesome.
Resources in general. And I didn't really start to take drums too seriously, I want to say, until 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
But it became probably my most easily. I don't know what it is about, because in all the bands and everything that I do, I'm playing drums, but.
Everybody needs a drummer.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if maybe drums are easier or something. I don't know.
I mean,
who knows?
But do you feel like you flow in it more than with like?
I think so. Yeah,
you just like, it's like a body thing. It's like very unique. The rhythm. aspect.
Sometimes I watch you and I'm like, just like, it's trippy. It's like really trippy, because like your body is, it's all going together at once, but then you're doing like all these different tempos with like different parts of your body, and I'm like, it's just like, but then it all comes together and you're like just like moving.
Yeah.
And it's like the most beautiful thing ever. Yeah.
Real rhythm.
It is certainly.
It's psychedelic.
It is. It's definitely the flow that I get into most easily, I think. And it's interesting we're having this conversation now, because for whatever reason I've been thinking about this more this past week. So
Hell
it's
yeah.
interesting. But yeah, still don't know exactly the answers to everything. But
I mean, something takes over, right?
yeah,
like,
it takes over.
even with the
somehow.
songwriting thing, like Prince, Michael Jackson would talk about like waking up at 3 a.m. and because a melody hit him in the head, and then they're like, I gotta write this before Prince writes it, or vice versa. And so then they would just get in the studio like at 3 in the morning.
That's so real.
Because it's like a frequency, right? And we're just receptors,
have
and
it
you
right
pick
now.
it up.
Yep.
But anybody else that is
Could do
awake
it.
could grab it too. You know?
Gotta cut them off from
Yeah.
getting
That is
Kill the
so
frequency.
real.
frequency.
Dude, yeah.
Fuck you.
Like, I got this.
They're talking to each other. Dude. Yeah, I was talking to my aunt. I was just in Mexico, and it's like, you know, we were talking about how she's like, could feel psychic at times. She has like a library and little bookshelf, right? One of the books was out, and she's like, that's weird. Like, I never touch anything. Maybe I cleaned it and it popped out. Book by Oscar Wilde. Opens up her phone on the YouTube, and immediately it's like Oscar Wilde quotes. And she freaked out. She was like, what the fuck? Like she didn't know what was happening. She's like, that's happened to her a couple times. She saw a UFO, like, in daylight, like, fly right over her and shit in Mexico City. So a bunch of weird shit.
Wow.
Where it's like, it's not just, things aren't just like as they seem, you know?
Yeah.
Totally.
I feel like I get a sense that you're kind of like a spiritual kind of person. Is that true at all? Do you go, like, what's your relationship with God, or with like psychedelics, or like the other world, you know?
Yeah, I grew up in a family that was Muslim, but I also grew up around different types of Christians, and then growing up coming into like just like different like either organized religions, or like, you know, things like Hinduism, or things where people believe in either like one God or multiple deities,
right,
or either like monotheism or polytheism. Like, I'm very into like spirituality, because like you can find like connections through all cultures.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very into like
Yeah, there's a lot of derivatives of the kind of the same stuff. We bring up like the tablets often.
Yeah,
where it's
or like bringing up like all these names that we have for things like you know, even it's in the language, like we all have different words for the moon, but it's the same thing. We all have different words for different deities, but it's all like one deity or all one archetype that like and it's like they look different and but they still have like the same principles or
the same lessons that they taught the
around,
people and stuff like that.
Exactly, but like it's different throughout each culture and where you go around the world, and but like it's like in these different cultures, like one of the things is like, you know, a higher being and a higher like frequency, like a supreme being that we like all come from, which I resonate with and like feel the most like, you know, grounded, and I feel the most like either like connected to other people when I like remember that we are all connected.
Yeah. It does kind of go back to that one consciousness or like hive mind, like I don't know, across the world, like with the sketches in caves and stuff, like you know, how do they have the same sketches of things like in one part of the world and the other?
Here, and then there's also pyramids.
The pyramids, yeah.
Just like all that stuff is very fascinating to me, and I really, really love like occult like knowledge and like symbolism that is like found across the world again.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just eat that shit up. Like, it's the same with like astrology. Like I love astrology so much because it's like symbolism, and it's based off of like numbers and colors and
the planets themselves
and
too,
planets,
right? Yeah.
But then the planets have these symbols, these earthly symbols.
Right.
Like it just like all comes back to each other basically.
Yeah.
And so I think that comes out in like my music and my lyrics, and then in just like my beingness, I guess. And I don't remember what your initial question was.
Spirituality.
just like your relationship with it.
Yeah.
So,
And,
it's like.
And I felt like maybe I've always been super like connected to like myself, and I think around 2020 I felt like something else so turned on somewhere like in my brain that like, or I was just coming into a whole bunch of like knowledge, I guess, that I didn't
Data dump. You know,
yeah, like
download,
there's just
download.
like so many it came into like like a fat ass download, but the thing about that is came into this fat ass download, thought I like, and I was like, okay, bet like I'm locked in, but then then it was like having to experience all of that knowledge that I just had learned, and I had not like experienced all the things that I had learned, and there's a difference, I think.
Yeah. Instead of just reading it versus going through something.
And and you feel it, and it like, oh, like that feels good in my body, that's right. But then like seeing that in every day, and like I don't know, like
seeing it play out like in a real life scenario.
And I speak very generally. I've been told this, so I don't know if I could like pull from like a personal place. I feel like I would be sitting here in silence for too long for this video because I'd have to like recall. But
no, that's.
From generally speaking,
sure.
like yes, that's my answer.
No, that's lovely. And so you said that you like end up writing in certain ways.
Yeah.
It's affected by that. What do you write a lot? Do you write every day?
I like journal, and I just have to. If I don't journal for a while, I end up like just like getting really caught up in my brain.
Yeah.
And it just makes my life harder for me.
You gotta get it out, get it on paper.
I always end up going back to journaling.
Yeah.
So,
it feels great.
Yeah.
To write. You journal, Zeke?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My question, I bet you do pen and paper, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I do the electronic journaling.
Oh, you typing?
Are you typing? I just go so fast.
And like
thoughts.
That shit is helpful. Like
you have better handwriting though, so I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't read what I wrote.
Well, people argue that you don't have to read it, right? With some of the journaling stuff, where it's like
sometimes you just put it out, just to get it out.
Right.
It doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
But if it's lyrics or something, you gotta be able to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I'm like, should I be writing my lyrics in the same journal that I'm writing like about the rest of my life? Because sometimes I feel like I need to have some sort of separation for like my mental health.
No, for sure.
But like I just feel like my life and my art and my music, they're just like so intertwined. Like it's not
Yeah.
like my life is my music and my music is my life. So
Wow,
That's how I feel about
that was
it.
profound. I
And like that has probably been said again. Like we could probably find that somewhere, but like
No, I don't think I've ever heard that.
But is that like necessarily a bad thing though? Because that's kind of like
no,
that's
it's
like
not.
a product of you.
Thank you.
But I mean, I'll just, if I do a journal, maybe I'll just do a separate page just for a lyric page, you know.
Right, yeah,
Or
like
shit.
literally like a gap.
Yeah. Right. A little
And then, yeah.
scribble just to
Yeah.
signify it. Yeah.
Lyrics, not journal.
Not journal.
Parentheses.
Yeah. Exclamation point.
No, sometimes I'm literally that like
Well, you have
in
to.
my
Yeah.
like today I woke up.
That's all you wrote.
There's no transition. It's like, wait, am I reading? Wait,
It's
hold
like
on.
in this in this moment I'm now writing, but like what's happening? Oh, I'm writing. Okay,
Yeah.
well, what am I writing about?
Is
The
this
fact
going?
that I'm
Is
writing
this,
right
is
now.
this going to a melody now?
Right. Yeah. I've had that where I'm like journaling and it ends up rhyming. I'm like, oh, no, it's not a journal anymore. Now it's lyrics. Or
Oh,
like
now it's a
story,
piece
you
of
know.
art.
This is no longer trash.
But nobody can read this though. This is terrible things that are in here.
Yeah.
Oh God. What about that Mercury retrograde? We both have songs called Mercury.
Mercury, yeah.
Which
Hell
is
yeah.
funny. Hell yeah. What can you teach us about Mercury retrograde?
About Mercury
Specifically.
retrograde.
We're in Mercury
Specifically.
retrograde right now.
Oh my god.
Is that what your song is
Let me
about or
tell
not
you-
necessarily?
No.
Okay,
So
okay.
my song Mercury is your song about
Kind of, it's about
Mercury
retrograde, kind
okay.
of. Yeah.
Mine's like
It is.
not about retrograde.
Okay,
Mine's
gotcha.
about like the archetype of Mercury.
Itself. Oh.
So like okay.
So what does that even mean?
Okay, so Mercury is a planet. But
Mind blown.
so it's a planet and
Bro, I had no idea.
in like all these other cultures, it's like Mercury is also like in Greek culture, they call Mercury what do they call him? Hermes Trismegistus, which is this guy who in Greek philosophy he created like astrology,
Okay.
and he created astrology and he created like I don't know maybe numerology or he did like found like a lot of like findings on these things
Yeah,
basically.
you say numerology?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
but
That's a whole nother topic.
that's a
that
whole
we could
nother
touch,
topic.
I'd
But
like to touch
I know for sure astrology.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they tried to say like he's the one who made it up, which
Okay.
is also interesting because there's like other like ancient groups like people in Egypt and even like the Romans. I can't remember the name that they have. Like the Romans have a name for Mercury
Okay.
that's different from Hermes, but they have their
Okay.
own name and like literally and or look up the Egyptian name of Mercury or Hermes Trismegistus. Like they all have different names, but they're
Yeah.
talking about the same.
The same planet.
Yes.
Is it visible from here?
I don't think so. But so Mercury also is the planet.
Thoth.
Yes, that's
That's the god.
the god of Egypt. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but like, there's it's associated with like or like the in astrology the characteristics
there's
of
a lot of
Mercury
different-
is like communication. It's like
There's always a retrograde, like they say communication gets affected.
right.
Shit like that.
I'm like, let me pull out my phone because I went through a time when I like made my own little like diagrams of this, and I
We
used
need to get the facts.
I used to post them on
Exact.
my Instagram. Yeah, I
Now the fans want to know.
The fans wanna
your-
know.
your astrological sign, since we're on the topic.
wait. We told you.
But the
you
cameras
remember?
weren't on.
Oh, I'm a Capricorn, Earth sign, Taurus rising.
Oh,
I'm an Aries, Sun, Taurus, rising, Libra,
So much
moon.
Taurus energy.
Libra moon.
Libra
Hella
moon,
Venus,
yeah.
and Venus is a planet.
Oh.
Ruled
Surprise.
and it rules
Another one.
Taurus and
Yeah.
it rules Taurus and Libra. So I feel like there's a lot of Venus energy in this room, which is cool.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Aries, I always think when you say Aries, I always think hothead. Like,
Yeah.
you don't seem like aggressive though.
Controlled
No, like-
aggression.
Okay,
yeah,
there
literally,
you
like
You can get
literally
it
the
out, though.
sweetest person ever, but like until you probably piss him
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
You could probably
Which makes
do some shit.
sense.
I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
You ever
okay,
been in a
but
street fight?
guys, we were talking about Mercury.
No, yeah.
Have you
yeah.
been?
I've defended myself against racism. I'm just gonna
Ooh,
say that.
That's
Type
valid.
shit.
That's valid.
I like how you worded that too.
That was
Yeah.
greatly worded.
I've got suspended.
He's had PR training, guys.
On God, yeah. kills the CEO of.
Yeah,
United.
no.
I was defending myself against.
I was in whiteface for that.
Oh God.
No, seriously, don't come to my house. FBI, please.
Please.
It was
United
definitely a
We're
joke.
trying to
PR
blow
training
up.
ruined after saying that.
Dude, I was testing the PR. No, that's some good PR training.
It was all part of it.
I'm off the hook.
Well, back to
What did
our,
you find? Yeah,
back
what did
to
you
our
find?
classroom lesson. So, Mercury is like the sign of like communication, and it influences energies based in like how we process and internalize information, and it also influences how we clearly like communicate and like share knowledge like with each other, or like I think like understand knowledge on a personal basis, and in the basis of like society, and then like the like society life, and then like your close like family life, how you grew up, like how you internalize and take in the world around you. And like, so when I was writing Mercury, I wrote like I'm figuring out where I want to be. Oh, Mercury, come and talk to me. I'm headed home. I'd love your company. Because I was just like, like, because it's the communication.
yeah.
I'm
No, that
talking
makes
to this
sense.
planet, and he's
I like
giving me all
that.
this information type shit. Like,
yeah.
that's kind of like, that's where that was based off for me.
Yeah.
It was based on like the archetype of this like planet and in astrology,
Dude,
basically.
that's sweet. I like your writing. I just heard the lyrics. I feel like you ever do like a slam poetry or anything like that?
No, but
Not yet.
I
Not
do
yet.
think sometimes I do want to read my lyrics because I'm saying something.
Right.
You know
Well,
what
and
I
with the
mean?
music,
Yeah.
it's like some people don't always hear the lyrics
Yeah, because
at
they're
all.
listening to the music.
Well,
I think-
it's
yeah,
funny
yeah.
because like some people are exclusively they only listen to the lyrics and
Yeah,
they don't
yeah,
listen
yeah.
to the actual like rhythm or anything else.
Right.
And like for me, I'm somebody that listens to like the actual music before I actually listen to the lyrics.
Melody,
Yeah.
but it's.
Yeah.
I think it's most people. I think it's over half of people are like listen to the melody.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I always talk about this before, but just like any band, a System of a Down playing in
Yeah.
Russia, playing English music, but everybody knows all the melodies, or any
Right.
any band
Yeah.
you could say,
Is System of a Down your favorite band?
It's one of my favorite bands.
I love System of a
I
Down.
love System of a Down too.
Correct answer.
What's like?
Do
are
you love-
in the gym? I'll play it like, or like I don't know, all the time type shit. What's like your favorite System of a Down?
Chop Suey.
Yeah,
No, I don't know. I like them all.
yeah.
I like the drums.
You've been through the records, like
I've been through
through the
'em.
discography.
I guess when you asked earlier about my inspirations,
Yeah.
influences, I did not answer it at all.
Yeah,
But yeah, some of
Left
those
me on my seat.
bands that I listened to in the 2000s, definitely, they were one of them.
bruh.
Yeah,
Influential as fuck.
super.
Hell yeah. Are you into them at all?
No, I don't know who you guys are talking about.
System of a Down, man, you get hit.
That's that age gap we were talking about.
Yeah.
That's that
I
gap.
was in the 2000s, just
The
like
gap, baby.
mind.
She put me
not-
on to Willow though.
Yeah,
Willow's
I didn't
good.
say this. Like Willow
Yeah.
too was like somebody that like I came across when I was super young, because like we're like the same age,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
with my hair was like came out and like
Iconic.
bam. But then her like
Transition.
nobody was there. I was there though. I was
was
there
there.
through all of the albums that she put out, all of the
Oh,
singles.
all of that like music from that era. is
When she was
great.
like fucking 13,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
15,
yeah.
writing the most insane lyrics, like, and then like now she's gotten more into like the fact that she wants to be more than, just like either a recording artist or just, like
Yeah.
really becoming a musician in her eyes and her,
I've
in
seen
her-
some of that stuff.
in
I
her
heard that
ways,
last
yeah.
record that she put out. It's
Yeah.
also really good.
and like
Yeah.
the people that she's working with and like that are like recognizing her now because of her just like last project is
Yeah.
like hella cool, and like
I've seen videos and she's just like, will lay a bass line, and then I think she was cutting the drums
Yeah.
on it and shit
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
like loops and shit. It's like it's
Yeah.
pretty awesome and
It's like-
inspiring to people.
yeah, it's like moving beyond just like the recording artist, like
Yeah.
producer,
Yeah. Relationship.
instrumentalist. Yeah.
Which of her projects did you find most inspirational for your own like music? Actually, I should say our own, but
Projects
of hers. Yeah.
of hers.
What's your favorite?
Fuck.
Projects or even like songs too, right?
Songs,
Yeah.
anything.
Fuck.
That's even harder.
Really
man.
hard
You're
question,
the super
y'all.
fan, yeah.
Yeah,
Hard to answer.
literally.
I'm sure it's very hard to answer.
That new one, I don't know, man. That new one's
Whoa,
really
y'all,
crazy.
this is a really hard question.
Yeah.
This is making me like
Think
my
about
whole life is going by right now.
The Travis Baker stuff.
Can I give mine? Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
Yeah,
say,
give
so
yours,
I'm like,
and I'm gonna
I'm like
cheat and look at
very into like pop punk and
Okay.
hardcore and any Midwest emo.
She had
stuff
that
like
rock stuff,
Oh,
right?
I
Yeah,
fucking know.
and a lot of it. I don't know if Travis Barker only played drums, but maybe also was involved in production.
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah,
a
yeah,
degree.
probably. I think he does.
And he's a huge inspiration for me. So
That's fucking sick, dude.
naturally, I
Yeah.
felt very excited.
Bro, you gotta get that Travis Barker collab.
I know,
Two
right?
two drums on the track.
Hell
That'd be
yeah.
sick.
Crazy.
You would
People do
Travis,
that
if you're
shit.
listening,
Yeah.
Yes,
If
this
you
is an
ever
open
hear
invite.
this.
Travis Barker to pull up to Minnesota.
Y'all, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. So
she has a lot.
she has a lot. I'm gonna just start with just going way back to the first Female Energy, the song that she put out. Actually, I'm gonna go back further to the song with SZA, bitch. There's this album called 2014.
Okay.
It has 3 songs on there, 8, 9, and Flowers. I don't know, all of them, man. All of them are really
That bunch of songs.
that bunch of songs. And then of course, when she came out with her more punk rock
That was
album, what was it called? Coping Mechanisms, of course.
Yeah.
I ate that up. And I mean,
You ever seen her
lately I
live?
feel everything. I saw her once live in Chicago when I was going to school there.
That's wild.
I think it's not live.
Everybody forgets
yeah,
about
I think
Lately I
that's my
Feel
favorite.
Everything. I think.
Is that a record?
After, yeah, it's a whole
Okay,
album
yeah,
because she put out Lately I Feel Everything, and then she put out Coping Mechanisms. But Lately I Feel Everything, I feel like was honestly, I mean, it was like a prelude to Coping Mechanisms because it low key was, I feel like, her first kind of punk rock album. But she got some really cool people to get on to help her with producing and mixing and all of it for
Yeah.
Coping Mechanisms. But what I heard her say, it was really sweet because Jada Pinkett Smith used to be in her own punk rock
I think I
heavy
remember
metal
seeing that
band,
shit. Yeah.
and she said that Coping Mechanisms was her was kind of like a gift or
her
was
mom.
to her mom
Yeah.
because she didn't really get to live out that full experience that
Yeah,
she
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to having kids and already having an acting career.
Right.
So I don't know, that was just so sweet to hear. And
Do you
I
think
don't
that she
know.
would have made it if she wasn't a nepo baby?
I think so,
Probably,
and
right.
I think so, and
Good
I think
talent.
it would have even been even better because
Yeah,
it would have
yeah.
been that that,
It's
that
a hard
struggle that the
concept.
rest of us
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
go through.
I mean, it is there's a lot of.
Well, who knows? Maybe she wouldn't even have that hunger.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Not that those aspirations. Yeah. There's a lot of that, right? Nepo babies and
I mean, I
even
feel-
Ice Spice had somebody in the family that was an executive at a record label. So it's
really?
it's there's a lot of smoke and
Yeah.
mirrors in this industry, right?
Yeah.
It's
Statistically,
she
would not have.
I do
that's
feel
likely
like
to-
both,
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
Willow and Jaden are trying to break that free from being Will Smith's kids,
Yeah.
it's tough though. I mean,
because it's such a big shadow
It's
that's
massive,
cast
yeah.
over them.
But personally, as somebody who didn't grow up with Will Smith, and I grew up with Jaden Smith and Willow Smith,
Right.
I don't see them duh, that's your dad, and of course
Right.
his shadow is clearly bigger than y'all's
Right,
or
right.
cast over.
Yeah.
But I don't have my connection is with you guys as artists and as the young people as when I came into knowing them,
Right,
which
right.
is not necessarily through them being being their dad's kids
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
You know what I
for
mean?
Sure. They're still their own
Yeah.
people, and Jaden Smith is another case study. He's interesting.
Misfits.
guy.
Yeah, Misfits, that whole thing,
Yeah.
I like
I
what he
love
said.
that time
bro.
in my life,
Recently he
personally.
said-
I was big on that time too.
Yes.
Misfits,
I
yeah.
did enjoy
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He said recently that you gotta cry because otherwise you'll drown because you're
Jaden
full
said
of
that?
water. Yeah, and I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I've been saying that now.
I mean, he's doing, fuck, I don't know, sorry for cussing.
no,
but,
you're good. It's
you're
already past
The amount of
first 5 minutes. We're not supposed to cuss, and I think I did.
the amount of psychedelics too, that I feel like he's done. I
He's a
mean, I
little
feel like
fried?
I'm like
old
that's
is he?
for the community. I'm like,
he's
someone,
26.
one of us has to do that.
Someone
shit.
has
like,
to
Yeah.
I don't
heroic
know.
dose.
Jeez.
to come up with lines like that.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
There's certain things you won't
And he's always said some crazy shit too.
Yeah.
It's only gotten crazier.
and
He's always saying crazy shit.
he just says shit that just I don't know, hits all perspectives and
Yeah.
parts of your brain.
He's so intellectual.
Where you're
Or
like, what
even
the
years
fuck?
back, he was like, "Why is everybody at the club? Why can't we talk about real shit?" or something
Yeah,
like that.
literally.
Sociopolitical
Like,
climate.
Yeah, that. He's on Breakfast Club or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Or there's this really cute video of Willow, and like, I don't know, it's somewhere, and somebody's like asking her a question, and I don't even really remember what she's saying, but like, she's like, we're all like our own like individuals, but she's like 13, and like, I don't know, like people think maybe that's like cheesy or played out, but like, I just feel like if you really have gone through like those moments of like coming into like hella like knowledge about the world around you and you're a young person, like I don't think it's, and then you take that information for yourself and like you let it like affect you like through your art and through your beingness in like a natural, genuine way. Like I don't know.
Well, not everybody's a leader or like a influential kind of person.
Exactly. And like she happens to be a nepo baby. Like fuck her for having a platform.
Like come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Well, what about you? Do you have these aspirations to be this like rock star? What do you think about success?
I really want to know your answer to that too.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody's really gonna expect this, but one thing I've actually like had to, I don't know, like when they say that like hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard, they are not playing.
Yeah.
I have to say like even Zeke right here has been somebody who has shown me like what consistency and like hard hours.
Discipline. It goes back to this shit, bro.
And like
really
discipline within your art, because I feel like discipline within like responsibilities in your life is way different than like
No, we're talking about art.
We're talking about art.
Yeah, art
Sometimes
discipline.
you think like, oh, like you don't need discipline. You need discipline with art, because especially even with like being a musician or in music, you need that repetition and the consistency to be better. To cross new grounds, to find new melodies, to make new songs,
to make anything,
to do anything with like.
Well, we always go back to the graph, right? The success graph, where it's like your attempts are like the dots, and it's like if you have a few attempts here, a few attempts there, you're never gonna. No. You need to fucking fail, like
day.
make a shitty song after shitty song, and then one of them is gonna be fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And like, I've naturally been a creative, like emotional, like channel inclined person my whole life. But as I've gotten older and like I'm coming into this like role as like manager, artist, not even coming into, just like coming into, but also like being in this role, like I've realized like there's so much work. It's not just the sporadic moments of like, oh, I just like made something out the blue. It's like
and then you can ride that
sitting
and
all
feel
day.
so good about that.
Exactly. Or like sitting all day and playing something over and over. Oh my gosh, this is the best feeling. Sitting on something, playing it over and over, leaving it for like 10 minutes, coming back to it, and because the muscle memory is there, it's like it's there.
You can still pick it up.
But it took me like fucking 5 hours or like 2 hours or whatever to get that muscle memory, but then like the 10 minutes away and I came back and then I can hit it immediately. And like I'm like, oh, all I needed was like 2 hours just like sitting. Which is a lot, but also it's not.
But the creative, I mean, it's not gonna come out anywhere. You gotta like push it sometimes.
You have to, and
diamonds
like
in the rough.
Yeah, and so like, I guess like, aspirations for me is really cultivating like deep discipline and like structure around like being able to like give into like this like artistry of like an instrument, but then also I have another instrument. I have my own like voice. So it's like being able to like grow on those two every day.
Yeah, even getting better, just like perfecting.
Finding new heights like with my voice.
Ranges
and, like,
you didn't know. Like,
exactly.
Scales you didn't.
Exactly.
Even think of.
Like ways like tones. You know.
Yeah. I feel like you explore. You got a wide range, right?
Yeah.
I've heard you go low.
Low and like
you go
high
loud too,
and
right?
Squeaky and all this.
You do all of it.
She can do it all and does it very well.
Listen
to the EP and you'll
better when I'm comfortable, but I can do it all.
Yeah, we gotta plug that right now, everybody. Description box right now. Stream that Soulflower EP. What's it called?
Setlist. Yes, EP.
The EP by Soulflower. You gotta stream that shit right now, man.
Yes.
And we'll put out everything, obviously, get you guys plugged up. But no, thanks. Yeah, thanks for that answer.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know if I got the answer.
Well,
No, you know what I mean though, like the fame thing, like what,
Like
what's
the-
the
and I guess,
relationship?
like,
the discipline though is what you're saying.
Yeah,
is all that
yeah.
matters. You don't care if you're gonna be on that billboard or on that TV show.
And it's
as
not
long
really
as you're
about
disciplined.
that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
about the
about
art.
the personal
Yeah.
relationship to it, and
The
like
journey
I
is
want
how it goes
to
back
I
to
want to
that, too.
travel. I want to meet people.
You
Like,
want to tour?
and I already am too.
Yeah.
Like just in this city, so
Right,
I know
right.
like just like growing on that will just bring more.
Do you love performing, guys?
opportunities.
Both of you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Since I was little too, like
Yeah.
my mom has put me on stages since I was little, so. And it's easier for me to get up on stage and sing in front of people than it is to have a one-on-one conversation about like what I'm going through. I'd
That's
rather get on
wild.
stage and
In
just,
front of
like,
100 people. That's
project
easier.
all of it.
Yeah,
that's
isn't
crazy.
that weird?
That
Like
is actually strange.
it's very strange. It's
I
very
actually
strange.
don't think it's that weird.
Well, for
Really?
a musician, it's
I-
not. But like,
I-
ask anybody on the street, like, what would they
Yeah.
rather do? Like,
Yeah, of
people
course,
are terrified of being
Yeah.
on a stage.
Yeah.
You know, public
Well,
speaking and all that
Yeah,
shit.
we're not those people.
But I feel like
You'll twerk.
you're okay to be vulnerable, like with like yourself to like a general population of people.
Yeah.
Than to actually like be in front of a person and they actually have to like
And I'm
accept
telling you
the
my
feelings.
opinion. Yeah, and I have to
like,
accept those
yeah,
feelings.
Yeah.
But why is that though? Aren't you still giving real feelings to the 100 people in the crowd versus?
They're not reciprocating.
No, here's the thing though.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. Like I'm clearly like being real and like genuine when I'm performing, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
Still, yeah.
I'm performing.
It's a show.
So it's not as authentic as like having to sit down and like
It's
a
rehearsed.
one-on-one.
You guys practiced it. You know when you're
Yeah.
gonna talk in between.
So I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably rehearse more about.
we could probably
I don't know
rehearse.
if it's
Always, right?
yeah.
Always.
It's a little bit more spontaneous than you might.
You're like, yeah, we're just
And even
winging it.
yeah, even in those moments, sometimes I feel I'll have like we'll have rehearsed it a certain way, even like maybe like lyrically,
Yeah.
and I'll have done it the same way. But then the night of the show, I'm feeling emotionally
All of a sudden
like
it's
driven,
about
and
that.
I want to repeat this or do
Right,
this
right.
louder
Emphasize a
or
point
hold
or
this
yeah,
more. Yeah,
right,
which
right.
is nice.
Or even switch it up, or just
Yeah.
something came into you in that moment.
Yeah.
That's the lovely part about the live, because you'll never get that, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a teacher like way back who's like, I was in elementary school, but he was like, why, you know, a concert so that it's different from, if I want to play the CD at home, like I'll just do that in my nice sound system or whatever, but it's like, give me something different
Yeah.
with the live shit.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's the live shit. What about you, Zeke? You like, you're, you know, older and everything, and you're my age.
Yeah.
Like, I think I probably wanted to be a rock star for like 10 years, like 11 years of my life, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you always had like, wanted to be on stage and be known, or what do you think about that?
I definitely enjoy performing a lot, and like the idea of communicating with a large number of people without actually having to speak.
That's massive.
I love conversation. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, and I'm a very verbal person, but
But we're talking about a different language. It's not
It's a
English.
different
it's fucking
language.
music, you know?
yeah,
like,
seeing like a whole room of whoever of people,
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
it's my
yeah.
friends or people that I don't know, like all synced up, bobbing their
Right, right,
heads to
right,
like, a
right.
rhythm.
Yeah.
whatever else they have going on, they went to that gig or whatever, and they're
Yeah.
like, you're influencing their whole fucking mood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so, yeah, it's a privilege.
It's
I
magic.
I really
for sure,
enjoy
yeah.
it.
No, that's
and,
awesome.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have certain goals in terms of like fame or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like being in front of like, you know, like 4,000 people on a big stage, like with the blue skies above us, and then like our faces on a big screen, like that would be really awesome. And
Like a
I would-
festival vibe.
Yeah,
and shit
like-
that. Yeah.
I'm like less about like the fame and more, but like definitely do want like people to like know about our music, and like
Right.
definitely do want to like stand in front of these people
Yeah.
and like
And in today's
Do
world,
it.
there's a specific way to do that, and it's like TikTok or like,
Right.
you know, kind of shit.
But like
that.
there are like groups that are like, I mean, they're probably either on TikTok or not on TikTok, but like
Right.
they're traveling and like
Yeah,
they're
for sure.
playing their music, and I'm like, there is a space for us.
Yeah, no, for
in
sure.
many
And you guys got the star
places.
power. It like, for
When
real
people
though,
say
for
that,
real.
it's like I'm always like taken aback. Like I don't know.
No, for
I don't
real.
because like
you can feel
star
it,
power
you know?
or like I don't know.
Charisma.
It's something that radiates. It goes like
What is
everybody's
star power to
individual.
you?
To me, everybody's an individual, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like people will listen to you over a different group simply because you're you and because nobody else is doing it like you.
Right.
Whether you are good or bad, nobody's doing it like you.
Right.
And that's what's going to separate you from everything. Of course, like you said, the work ethic, like, it's a race. If somebody's going faster than you, they're going to beat you in the race, even if they're a shit band.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's a shit band, it's a shit car, it's going to break down, you know.
Exactly.
So it's that balance.
Shit car gonna
you
break
know?
down.
Even if we like are not as moving as fast as everybody,
Yeah,
we're still
yeah.
gonna like get to where we need to be like on our own
Right.
timing and doing it in a way where we won't be fucking burnt out or like
or a bad deal you
or
sign,
and I
like,
think what is
or
nice too
anything.
about us being like having these gaps between ages is like you're at a different place in life than you were when you were 21.
Mm-hmm.
And so like which is
Think about that a
probably
lot.
super helpful to like ourselves now. You know what I
Dude.
mean?
And
So
you,
like
and she's got the I call it the flame, because I've worked with a 21-year-old producer on these songs I'm putting out, and it's like it's just a different energy because bro hasn't seen shit, and but he's like,
Hasn't been weathered by life.
right? No, it's literally, bro. No, type shit, bro. So
Which is like, which
she
is
thinks she's
going
a
for-
rock star. No, she is a rock star.
Yeah, it's like we all remember it.
No, for real though. There's this cat that I worked with, like, you know, he's like, oh, I'm gonna get my own studio. I'm gonna dedicate hours to learn how to produce records and like own it on my craft. Fuck yeah, you know, do that shit
it.
and work with me. And now I'm inspired by this fucking young guy, and now we're fucking in it.
And I think the reality too of like, oh, like I'm gonna get this and do this and do this. The reality of that is like sitting in your fucking room
Yeah,
on that fucking guitar or like
yeah.
whatever, and like doing that without an amp or like, cause it's like I don't know. For me, like I really love to like idolize the whole thing of like, oh, I'm gonna. Cause like yeah, like I am gonna get a rehearsal room and like I am gonna rehearse with my band, but like I can't do that if I don't sit in my room first
Right,
and
Yeah, do
play
it.
the guitar.
You have
And
to come
sometimes-
ready, type shit.
Yes,
you
and
know?
sometimes I feel like I love what you said, but I feel like sometimes people are like super like they just don't know yet that like it's a lot of work.
Oh,
like
it's a lot.
it's a lot of work. Like oh, I'm gonna like. I don't know. I love the ambition and like
Yeah.
I hope you do it of like I'm gonna get this and do this and do this.
Yeah.
But like I hope people know too like what like the easiest thing and like that you can do for yourself is not like give yourself all these like do what you can in the moment now.
No. Yeah.
Like that's what I say. It's like do what you can in the moment now. Like don't think about oh like when I get this and when I get this.
No, that's super wise.
OMG.
No, people. That's the thing. It's,
wish
it's the stoicism,
myself
isn't
that.
it? It's about like the only reason there's suffering is because you set expectations that weren't met.
Yeah.
But if you never set that expectation,
Then
you're
you
not
would've
gonna
just been
suffer.
vibing.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have just been yeah, and I think that's too why the whole like band coming together thing worked so well and had such a flow to it because I didn't have like these expectations. Like I was in a community of people who knew each other and the like they want like the desire was there without me having to like put the expectation on other people for like
Or beg anybody to
exactly
fucking
exactly I didn't have
I've been
to
there,
do
bro.
that.
You have to beg, cats to show up to a practice, and it's like, no, it's not gonna work. You
Yeah.
know. But
Like-
nobody's gonna care about your music as much as you, type
Yeah.
shit too. But like, they'll get close
like,
though.
But the
Real
support
friends.
thing of like, I mean, one of our first rehearsal spaces was in Zeke's old apartment, like or like
Yeah.
the attic, and like, not everybody is like willing to like share their space
Oh,
like that, or
yeah.
like, even like show up on time or
once
yeah.
a week.
or once a
like,
week, yeah, like the people I play like Soulflower like. We show up type shit, and I think that's the most
Billy
It's
Irving, Steven always says that like the people who show up are the ones that run the world.
yeah.
It's like I love that because it's true. Yeah, people don't show up. People don't care. Like people, I mean, David Goggins. He's like I walk around all day and all I see is average. That's why it's easy for me to be great because I just gotta be not average.
Right.
That's such a terrible person.
Crazy.
What
thing to
Goggins,
say.
bro?
No,
Goggins.
like just a man that ties himself up, throws himself into the water, and is like.
No, not David Blaine, bro.
No. He does
did that
this.
shit?
He does this. Yeah.
He does this? Yeah.
Because he was a fucking Marine SEAL or whatever.
And what
Marines.
Welcome back to the Almost Spicy podcast. We are still here. Soulflower, Inayah, Zeke. We are getting to the end here. What else can we talk about? I always bring up aliens. We talked about some of the weird. Numerology was with something. Are you big in numerology?
I mean, I appreciate, again, like, symbolism.
Yeah.
And, like, it just helps me personally, like...
Do you know your life path number and all that?
Yeah, I'm a life path number 9.
Whoa. That's like one of
I'm
the not forbidden ones, but
it's like one of them secret.
it's one of the ones where nobody wants to say what it is. But
yeah,
but
like, because it's so good.
Yeah,
You
I
ever
mean,
see that
arguably.
video of that bald dude? He was like, "Oh, number 9, like, like I can't say like what it means."
Exactly, no, him,
Yeah,
bro.
so
That's like the number
annoying.
one
That's so
numerology guy. We're
annoying.
talking about the same TikToker.
Oh my god.
He's like, he'll tell you everything about all the numbers, and he
Yes,
gets to
and then
9,
he gets
and
to
he's
nine,
like,
and
I can't say too much.
Shuts up. He's
Yeah.
just like,
For
He's
real,
like,
it's
can't give
weird.
y'all can't give y'all the tea
Yeah,
it's because
because
he's number 9.
I think he is a 9
He's
or
got-
some shit.
He's
The
got
guy.
the sauce.
And he doesn't want to
give
say.
it out.
But I think it
So
was like
funny.
Machiavelli was like a 9. Like I don't know if Hitler was. I don't know. Something.
Damn, you're just throwing names out there.
It's something like that.
Like-
It was something like that, bro. Where it's like
These people are number 9. They're the worst people in history.
the worst guy you know just made the best point.
watch out.
Right. Damn, no, for real.
No, but-
Well, the homie's in 11, which is like supposed to be like 11, 22, and 33. Same bald guy. All my information comes from this one
Okay.
bald man on TikTok.
what is the number range?
It's
like I thought it was
Greg.
like till like 9.
I thought it was till I don't know. I thought it was till 10 because like 0 and 1.
Yeah,
Right.
You
It starts
just-
back
you
over.
just threw out
But there's master
23.
numbers 11, 22, and 33. For some
33.
reason.
But
Yeah.
11 is really 2. Because 1 plus 1.
Yeah, but I guess there's one theory where it lives in itself.
Yeah.
11 is supposed to be like
And
influential,
13 is really 4. So I'm gonna. Is
And
anybody
4
else
is like
confused?
authority.
No, yeah, my brain is hurting.
Yeah. And I don't know.
You just
It's like
add it up.
I don't know the rules all the way, but it's something like that.
Or like I like you say, do you like numerology? I don't know. Like I've been going through it, and the other day, like I got my job interview like results back, and the place that I was going to like get this interview that I got the job.
Oh, you got the
It
job.
was at 222,
Yeah.
and it was 222, and then 2226, and I was like, that's so interesting, and then like. I can't remember now, but like then I like went and like looked at this text with my mom, and then like 2 and 6 were in like this text with my mom, and then like 2226 was like somewhere else in my life too. So I was like, okay,
That same day.
the same day, like I got this 2226 number, and then I was like, oh, 226 is here, and 226 is here, and 226 is here.
Right.
Like I'm noticing it from that moment,
Yeah.
and then I looked it up, and it was like 222 is like just like about like having faith in that like you are like where you are supposed to be,
Right.
and like keep going type
Right,
shit.
right.
And like but like I personally really needed to like I needed that.
To see
and
that, to feel that.
and then I looked up 6 too, because like
Yeah.
2 times 3 is 6, and 6 was like I can't bring it.
Well,
I
they talk
can't
about
say it.
369 is like.
Those
like,
are very powerful
you
numbers that
know,
they say.
in itself. Yeah.
But it made me feel just like it's the what they mean type shit. Like
Yeah. Or if you're thinking about something and then you notice it's 222 and it's like affirming what you're thinking.
yeah,
kind of thing.
and some people can be like, like, oh, like it's just like 222, and I'm like, well, you're the bestower of meaning, so if it's just 2:00 in the afternoon for you, I bet that. Like,
But I mean, and that goes to the
I need some help over here. I need some faith.
It goes into the simulation theory to an extent. Like as far as like computer code is like binary, like 1 0 1 0, and it's like everything made up of numbers. And they say if we already made a simulation, we can't differentiate it when we put the glasses on if it's real or not. That means that it's probably that we're already in one just like that.
Right.
We can just keep making them, and I don't know, dude. What do you think about like aliens?
I thought you were going to say, I don't know, what do you think about like this?
Right. Well, I don't know.
That was
How do you
good.
think AI impacts like the world? No, you went straight to
Well,
AI.
all I have to say is
AI, aliens, whatever.
some people would hate me for this. I low-key love to use ChatGPT. I'm learning that they use hella water, and I'm like, okay, but how is Google run? I'm not sure. They probably use hella water too.
Water and electricity.
And that's what I'm saying. So why aren't it's getting on me for using ChatGPT, but you've been using Google since you came out the womb. and nobody's saying
bro.
anything.
It's valid. I
But
mean,
now we want to say it because ChatGPT and AI. I have
What do you use it for?
I have
this where the
the
lyrics
best conversations with
Just be
ChatGPT.
chatting?
I was gonna, yeah,
Girlfriend.
you just have to defend yourself, and you don't even know like what you're
Right,
using
right,
it for.
right.
Like,
Is it like a therapist?
So I do it like last week I did.
Free therapy is lit.
Healthcare.
Fuck yeah.
United. ChatGPT.
I did stuff like.
CEO can live.
Yeah, on ChatGPT.
You guys want to hear what my history
Yeah.
in ChatGPT is? Okay.
Please.
So vulnerable, I feel like.
5 days ago, 222 spiritual meaning. 6 days ago, toddler skill development tips.
Does it tell you
last
that? That's
last
crazy.
week, Pluto and Aquarius for Capricorns. Internalization process explained. Big spoon, little spoon dynamics.
What the
Third,
fuck?
I wanted to know the psychology
That's
of
smart
it.
though.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie,
They
not gonna lie.
fucking tell you.
This is
I
It's
know
a
that.
big
so
one.
lit.
This is a big one.
It's all.
No, it really
a big
knows.
one.
Like, shit.
This is a big spoon. Honestly, everything else you said, it was meaningless. That one actually, I'm.
I do
thoroughly
kind of want to
fascinated.
hear.
No,
Yeah.
they're actually funny. So little spoon, trust and vulnerability, psychological traits, comfortable showing vulnerability and accepting comfort, often enjoys feeling cared for and supported, may have stronger need for intimacy and connection. And then it has the emotional needs, and it has the personality.
It's too
dynamics.
fucking deep.
And then the big spoon is like the protector or the caregiver.
I could have told you.
Intense type shit. Like,
Yeah.
but like, I just
But it
wanted
goes
to
deep
know-
into
I
it with
needed
like
to
the
know
actual
this
shit.
psychological shit. Or I did water usage in data centers, high velocity,
It just
low
explodes.
pressure, menstrual synchrony explained, women's period syncing, which you could also like go like read like old like
Textbooks.
ancient
Like,
textbooks about like
yeah.
different cultures who say like
The cycle
this
is the
is
moon
what the cycle means.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
I'm like ChatGPT, let me know what.
It's definitely the new Google.
This
so-
is very-
And they base it off of like ancient traditions. And
Well, whatever's online, right? I think
Well,
what-
that's my question. So this is super fun and engaging, and I love it, and informative. But like, someone has to
Have
tell
that.
it what to write, right?
It's all
Yeah,
of the internet.
it picks. Well, I think
That's
with
a position of
ChatGPT it was
power.
like 2021 information and before. I don't know how often they update it, but it's like supposed to be most of the internet stuff. So it's like
How does it know what to say?
Well, it's the same way the internet knows what to say because somebody programmed into
But
it.
that's where it's dangerous, bro.
It's honestly, think about it like this. Think about if you were to type into Google something,
Mm-hmm.
right? So think about the results that you get. It's just giving that to you. Saying it's the same.
But
thing.
in
It's
paragraph-
But I
in a
feel
more
like it-
human way, like in a more like
A
I
more
don't know.
human way.
Like,
Instead of
links and websites.
Yeah,
it
right.
gives
it's just
like
giving
a-
you
the information from
Yeah.
the links and websites.
Yes. In a
There's so many
so you
links and
don't have to
websites.
read
So
through it,
how does it
which-
decide which ones?
Which
to
ones are
choose?
accurate even,
Yeah.
and there is errors and stuff, but it is
Yeah.
dangerous, bro, because the owner of Google controls the whole
Yeah.
information sphere. We
But
can
then,
look
like,
up
then
something.
then you
and,
go on
like-
Google, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Anytime
it's
I want
giving
to
the
learn
same thing.
anything, I type my question, space Reddit, and I get answers from specific.
There you go. It's like
Hon-
similar kind of vibes.
Honestly, I will say Reddit is probably a little bit more like
Yeah.
like the-
trustworthy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
because it's
trust
humans.
people,
It's
yeah.
humans.
Yeah.
I enjoy human responses.
that was a
Which
very
maybe is
robot
why
thing for you to
I
say,
like-
no? Are you a robot?
No, I'm a Capricorn.
I enjoy human responses.
I enjoy You are an AI, Soulflower AI.
I'm a Capricorn.
Hologram.
What about the aliens? You heard these theories that there's like different. There was different races.
Wait, what about these aliens?
There was like
You
Chinese
have to.
aliens, and then there was like Mexican
Chinese
aliens, black
aliens?
aliens, and then they had their own babies with
Yeah,
the
we're just throwing them out there.
with the whatever the Homo erectus, and then that's why there's different
I
races.
love when
And
you
then
say
the and
this.
the
Homo
Neander-
erectus.
Neanderthals and stuff.
yeah,
Erection?
Neanderthals. Yeah.
Homo erection.
You guys believe in
Erection.
aliens?
I definitely like believe in.
They must be out there. We can't be the only one.
Right.
But I don't even like.
I
the term
definitely believe in
aliens
like
'cause I
higher
feel it's exclusive.
consciousness
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
in a human body.
Well, they're saying that they're flying the
We're the
US
aliens.
What's
We're
the
aliens
what's
to
the
them.
inclusive word for aliens?
Yeah, like, what the
alien.
fuck? Higher conscious.
Like brother or
beings.
something.
Brother is fire.
Family.
Brother.
Neighbor.
My brother.
Well, because we're aliens to them, so you know what I mean.
True.
True.
Giant facts.
Unless they're here.
And like,
which
who
case?
was here first? Like,
Definitely.
I'm interested to
and
find
who's
out.
mad that we're here now?
Have you guys
like,
ever seen the movie
Right.
Prometheus?
I haven't watched that. I don't think.
That shit.
I've like passively watched it one time, and it essentially is like the creation of what Earth is, and like, these aliens like created
There's so many
I bet I
alien
would love
movies.
that.
or whatever.
There's one called Arrival that's pretty fire. It's like
Yeah.
a giant. Have you seen that shit?
I haven't, but I want to.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a giant spit mothership that arrives and
Yeah.
shit. It's pretty fucking good. But this is the thing. It's like CIA has been working with Hollywood for like the last 80 years. So it's like, are we being
It all comes back to the
Prime.
CIA.
Like
It's always
LMAO.
that.
I don't know what the like. So if the CIA is working with
everywhere? Well, Hollywood.
with everybody with Hollywood,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Hollywood's giving us movies and
So yeah.
and media, is it? Then are they lying?
I mean, or are they getting us ready for?
Or is it like the octopus or like the octopus and I don't know.
I'm
what
glad
they're
you
really
brought
called.
that up.
Are those like the highest? Like they say that
They
their
don't have any-
consciousnesses are pretty like
They
lit.
can't find the parents of octopi. There's
Like
no
where they came
bloodline.
from?
Yeah. So the theory is that it came on like a meteor and the eggs and they crashed here and then they just were
Got
here.
into the water type shit.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy.
Damn,
going
do
back-
you be on YouTube? You be on your
I'll
phone?
be on you. No, I'm not on my phone. Never.
You be on TikTok?
No, we on TikTok. Yeah. I've done a lot of research,
What's
guys.
the racial theory you were saying? So there was an Asian
Yeah.
alien that
Yeah.
looks like an Asian as we know.
I mean, no, it's an alien. So like, basically, there's hella species. You've heard of like reptilian. You've heard of Dracos, like draconic, like
Or like the Anunnaki.
Anunnaki,
Oh, yeah.
tall
Drake.
whites. They say Drake.
Drake.
The Greys.
The Greys, that's 5 right there. 5 species. So we're talking about multiple species, and this one theory is like.
Bro, 2020.
One turned
I
into
see my
black, one
brain
turned
turn on
into.
a 20.
Well, there was maybe like the
The
black
Greys is so
alien or
wild,
something,
man.
and then it's like.
I mean, Willow says this in her songs too.
Yeah.
She says Willow in her when she's 15, she talks about the Anunnaki. I mean,
Yeah.
probably because
Crazy.
this information has been here forever. But
That goes-
she
yeah.
says something
They were-
about Anunnaki. She says something about the Greys.
Yeah, no, she tapped in, bro, for sure.
Yeah. She's like bringing up these
Yeah, yeah.
alien
Well, that
groups
goes to
that
the
may or
tablets.
may not be real based off
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
CIA. I don't fucking know.
They did transcribing from these ancient tablets, right? And that's how you got the Bible, is like from the scrolls and like the tablets. And basically in the tablets, it would say gods instead of God. So it was a mistranslation. Now in the Bible it says God, but it was really gods. So it's like kind of goes to that there's other, multiple species basically. And I don't know, the race thing is kind of funny to think
It's
about.
hilarious. I love
Because
it.
if there's hella species, it's like, because they were all like competing with each other. Like, oh no, my hybrid is better than your hybrid in
Yeah.
India and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, but
very
then there's
interesting.
also
Awful.
just like evolutionary theory that points a very clear scientifically
Very
informed
Darwinism.
trajectory. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with that people run into is like the timeline. Like, there was a point where it was such a like exponential change where
Yeah.
it's like hard to explain it from that, and people are like, why is there still monkeys around if we came from that or shit like that? I don't know. There's too much, man. You know.
Did you play? Are you guys gamers? Like Halo is like.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Call of Duty
yeah.
growing up type shit.
Call of Duty is great.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Also CIA owned.
there's so what?
Yeah. It's like one of the best recruiting tactics in the world is to get kids to play Call of Duty and then
No,
they go to
that-
school and
okay,
guess
yeah,
who's
that
waiting
makes
at
sense.
school? The military
Yeah.
officer to sign you up. And
Yeah.
why did college go up 500% in the last 50 years? And it's not just inflation, it's because it's a recruitment technique. You go to the army, then you get a college degree. Otherwise, how are you going to get a college degree? It's like $60K a year or whatever.
Right.
Shit like that,
Yeah, that's true.
for out of state. But yeah.
But the lore that comes from certain, like just like video games, like is so stimulating to my
Yeah.
mind.
I would
and,
say, like,
You said the
growing
lore?
up,
Halo.
Yeah.
the
Oh,
lore
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
stories.
No, the stories is an
especially
art form.
Halo. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so into aliens just because it's like escapism. I just
Yeah.
love to. So if aliens come here, I'm super excited. Like,
Fuck yeah.
yeah, I'm ready.
Dude. Yeah, they
I
say
hope they
they're
make
here.
some good music.
Yeah, they like me.
I'm sure they'll like.
What
Soulflower
would
music.
alien music be like? Like,
Bro, they got some EDM, I feel like.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
they're just up there. They're playing actually house jazz.
Planet Rave.
Planet Wave.
Planet Rave.
Planet
Maybe
Rave
music
would be
is the only thing that they come down here for.
True.
Yeah.
Some
They're like,
soul.
damn, we hate them, but they got
Hey
good
man,
music.
these humans, they're onto something. with
Yeah.
this
They
sound
love
shit.
speakers. They're just subjects.
They figured out that circle of fifths because we still don't understand that shit.
They actually don't produce any sound. They just communicate telepathically. And
I
so,
have
like,
heard that though.
Or like, their sound is like, I don't know, like like it sound like hitting like a fork against a cup, but then like the waves that makes is
Yeah.
like their music. It's actually like a choir or
Right.
or like or you know like when you put people will put those like they'll put those, I don't know what the tool is, but it,
I've
like,
seen that shit.
you put it to a mushroom and then it picks up like
How do you know?
the frequencies of like the mushroom.
I've seen that shit.
But then like somehow it's like music or something. I don't
Yeah,
know science, guys, but
It
it's
like
really
picks up the
cool.
waves and it turns it into a
Yeah,
the
and it, like,
vibrations of it. I don't know. How it
I
fucking
don't know how
works.
it works either, but
They
it's
say
really
everything's
cool.
alive. There's theory that chair's got a
I mean, well, not alive, but is vibrating, has
Right. For
has
frequency.
a low frequency.
Yeah.
It would be dense.
It's releasing
because it's
something.
not alive.
Right.
But like a plant would have a higher frequency because it's.
But it's a
has
frequency
alive.
nevertheless.
But it's a frequency nevertheless, and that's why like matter is more dense,
Yeah.
and that's the.
And then hue, light, manifestation, a manifestation of
light,
light.
which
you know.
is yeah.
Right, we're getting into the
lit
good
ass.
stuff. Rapid fire, favorite movies.
Favorite movies.
Favorite
Matrix.
movies?
School of Rock.
Which one?
No, I said the Matrix.
Oh, the
Matrix
Matrix.
is great. I love the
That was
Matrix.
That'd be a good answer.
Those jokes.
That was jokes.
My favorite is School of Rock.
School of Rock, fuck yeah, very on brand.
Of all
I
time,
love
it's
that
wholesome.
movie.
How many
I wish
times
I
have you
could
seen it?
been in that movie.
Oh man, at least 100, I'd say.
On God, though. I
It's
had the
wholesome.
DVD
It's
and
got a
shit.
great cast.
Comedy.
The song at the end is lit. The music, the
Good ass
soundtrack's
song.
pretty good.
Soundtrack's
Yeah.
good. Man, that's a good ass
Love
movie.
Jack Black.
Jack
Like,
Black's great.
Yeah.
He-
School of Rock and
come to a show, Jack.
And Hereditary.
That-
Do
that
special
duality.
guests. That'd be crazy. If he opened up. That'd be fun.
Right?
What about favorite
Not
movie?
true.
You said Matrix?
No,
You're dead ass. She's like, no,
she
don't
did
ask.
say it, but she didn't.
good. My favorite movie, I don't know, but like I really loved like The Wiz growing up.
Oh yeah. So
Wizard of Oz.
The Wiz.
The Wiz.
the black version of it.
Oh.
Which
Right.
I don't know if Quincy Jones did a whole bunch of the music for that too, but
He was
like
everything.
MJ was the Scarecrow, Diana
Oh, okay,
Ross
okay.
was Dorothy.
Yes.
Two other
I've
iconic
heard.
beings were the other
Yeah.
characters.
Favorite Minneapolis restaurant?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That was a good one.
Red Lobster.
You said what?
Or it said Red Lobster.
Red Lobster. That's fire.
Not even them.
They got a rebrand recently. They got a new
did.
CEO.
The ones in Minneapolis are the best. No,
What's a Red Lobster in Golden Valley? I think it's technically Minneapolis.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
okay, never mind.
No, you can say Red Lobster. That's I'll take Red Lobster.
Rainforest Cafe.
There we go. A man of the culture.
Oh.
Just known for having the worst food ever. You know,
Yeah.
like, that's my shit.
No, but he likes the
But it
ambiance.
has sound effects.
I love when the thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Oh,
something soothing about the thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I take my
animatronics.
naps at Rainforest.
That takes my childhood for sure, dude.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
What are your favorite food?
Vegan? Any vegan restaurants you like? Aren't you
Are
vegan?
you a vegan?
No,
I
not
don't-
anymore.
No.
I was gonna say one of the only few vegan restaurants, High Flora, just closed down.
They closed?
Wait, they closed?
They just opened, I feel like.
just-
Type shit. That's
Not,
crazy.
well, it's because their whole model is on THC and it just
Oh my gosh.
That's fucked up, dude.
and
That's not funny,
There's
but I'm laughing.
there's new regulations that you couldn't actually add the tinctures. They would have had to get a liquor license and
They didn't have shit. They didn't have a liquor license or a food menu. They just had THC.
Yeah, they
drinks?
didn't have a liquor. I think they did like non-alcoholic.
Just THC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
and that's where
Trying to be a
most
new,
of your money comes from.
You know,
THC
a spot
drinks
in
are
the city
expensive.
And
that
also,
doesn't sell alcohol.
Right.
people
For
didn't
the
necessarily go
non-alcoholic
there.
only.
And it shot him in the foot. You said what?
Well, people didn't go there because it was
Alcoholic
vegan too. That's
Oh.
the other aspect. You can't just only.
Vegan?
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
You can only be a vegan spot, bro.
I mean, you can.
I mean, shout
can.
out
Trios
to
is
You
a-
can,
Yeah, like-
but it's most people are like, oh, I don't want to just eat,
Yeah, I guess so. Vegetables.
I will say, I'm just going to shout out, there's a spot called Heal Minneapolis, and I used to work there. I don't work there anymore, but they are, a plant-based cafe, and, black women owned, really good food,
that's fire.
really good vibes, and they have, an apothecary next door, so that's, one of my favorite places.
Where is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Precisely.
North Minneapolis,
Good
north
shit. Good
side,
shit.
yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Well, shit. I think I got all my questions. I needed to know all of that.
Thanks for having us.
Dude, thank you guys for coming on here, man.
This is so
you.
nice.
Thank you.
Any more plugs? Again, Instagram,
Plugs.
Spotify.
Yes, you can find us on Instagram at
Substack.
Soulflower _music. What's Substack? Anyway,
For nerds. Don't listen to him.
we're on
Sounds
Spotify,
like a
Apple
blog.
Music, at Soulflower.
TikTok.
TikTok.
TikTok?
We
We
don't have a
love
TikTok.
TikTok.
You have
TikTok,
TikTok.
it's my personal TikTok.
Oof. I mean, that's still
If you
something.
want to find it, it's Divine Happenings. I don't know if you will actually be able to find it, but
Well, we
You
gotta
can
get
try.
you got a mega link, man. This is a lot.
low key.
Okay.
Low
I'm
key.
gonna
I got a
put
link
mega
tree.
Yeah, link-
Mega link.
Linktree.
Mega link.
Mega link. Click right here. It's gonna be posted
No,
right
we don't do all that. We
here.
don't do all that editing.
I
It's on this guy. He's not gonna do it.
No, I'm a
He's
lazy
not gonna
editor.
do it.
This is an hour long.
Link down in the description
Yes,
below.
exactly.
Yeah, like we have a show on the 22nd
Yeah.
at Amsterdam.
Of November?
Oh, yeah.
December.
Wait,
Next year, yeah.
December?
You're
This will not be
confusing the
out.
audience.
I'm just thinking the way
Of
we
November
work.
2025.
Yeah, exactly. Then it'll be out.
December 2024. Yeah, and then just follow us on Instagram and on Facebook and stuff to keep up with our stuff for 2025
Hell yeah.
because we're lit.
It's a big year. Consistency and discipline is gonna take us all.
Yeah, it's gonna
where
take
we
us
wanna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just enjoy every day. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the journey. I don't know when when we'll get to sit again. You guys are on this trajectory. Hopefully, you'll have us. You'll come back. At
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah, with the whole band.
The whole band.
We'll figure it out. We'll
We'll
figure it
figure it
out.
out.
Electric
I'll
house.
sit on the floor, guys. Like,
We'll do it. Almost
comes-
special podcast.
Just an interview with Vic and Matt.
Hell
We
yeah.
just have them.
We'll just have both of them.
And then we'll put pictures of your face.
yeah.
Sweet, actually.
Or Zoom, FaceTime in.
Yeah.
Shit. Awesome. DJ back on my bullshit. Francisco, Zeke.
Thanks for having us. You guys are
Soulflower.
awesome.
Dude, appreciate you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Peace. Cheers. Rap.
Rap. Done.